Hello and welcome to the Armchair Pundits Manchester United post-match review show. I'm your boy Monts, and yeah, I'm here to talk about Manchester United versus Bournemouth at Old Trafford, at OT. Boy, I've got a few things to get off my chest, so before I get into this, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, and most importantly, share and comment. We want to make sure that we get and reach to all the corners of the world and, you know, just share the Armchair Chat. So we're on the socials like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and X. So yeah, guys, make sure you follow and comment. So how did I see the game going today? Me personally, I thought we were going to win. Emphatic win? Probably not. When we faced Bournemouth last season, Semenyo was a thorn in our side. And I was quietly looking at his form coming into this game, thinking, you know what? It's near Christmas and United, we're a very giving club. So most likely, Semenyo's going to break his duct and probably score today. I shouldn't even have had that thought in my mind because, yeah, obviously he got a goal. I mean, there was 8 goals at Old Trafford, 4 of which were at United's feet, and the other 4, obviously, were Bournemouth. And the first half an hour, I would say United were dominant. But what I feel like we were doing is we were complacent. We were just playing around too much. Yeah, right, cool. You know, the first 15 minutes, we scored with a Diallo goal. To be fair, it was well worked. Cunha should have got the header. He just missed it. There was a bit of a kerfuffle between the keeper saving it and then it bouncing off the defender. And Amad managed to get just to nod it over the line. Literally no pressure at all. But, you know, before that, we probably could have had 2 or 3, to be honest. And it was more of the same after that goal for the next 15 minutes. United were rampant. We were, you know, confident with the play. There was a lot of 1-2 touch in and around the box, a lot of opportunities. And, you know, the Bournemouth keeper, he was working hard. But the problem that I found, that even at 1-0, every time Bournemouth went forward, they looked like a threat. And I'm talking, and I think I said it a couple of weeks ago on one of my previous post-match, we were literally the opponents are 1 pass away from breaking our defence. Now, you could argue that, you know, you're meant to have protection in the front of the defence, like someone like Casemiro or Ugarte, or someone that could just break up play. But honestly, like the strikers, were finding gaps in our defence and able to receive the ball under no pressure and just have shots at will. It was quite bonkers to watch, to be quite honest. And unfortunately, had me on edge of my seat every single time Bournemouth were, you know, running forward. And, you know, I said my thought at the beginning that Semenyo gave us a torrid time last season and much of the same today. Shaw wins the ball and he divers on the ball on the wing. For me, he should have just clipped it up the channel if there's no options, rather than doing what he did, which was hold on to the ball, had 2 of the Bournemouth guys pressuring him, and he just got nudged into touch. The ball's rolling free. Semenyo is pretty much on his own, running into the box. The defenders are coming across to kind of try and, you know, push him and give him a harder angle to shoot from, and it almost makes it even better for him. He tees up a shot and just hits it bottom corner past Lemens. I don't think Lemens could have done anything more than what he did. Maybe he could have came out a bit more, but I'm clutching, really, to be honest with you. And that goal was coming for Bournemouth, albeit, you know, they never had many chances, but they were having 1 or 2 chances that they were very good. And, you know, if they had a bit more of a finishing touch up front, like Evan Nilsson, if he could, you know, finish maybe one of the chances that fell to him, they would have probably been ahead. Because they weren't fooling around in front of goal. It was 1 second touch at their feet and it's that goal. So, you know, it was frustrating to watch because when United had most of the possession, and we're at home, we need to capitalise in them situations. And I feel like we really didn't do that today at all. Bournemouth score, and you could see that they were arguably looking for another. So, you know, the battle continued. United still maintained a lot of possession, albeit, you know, not really bearing any fruit. And it just so happens that we were in a corner. The corner's floated in, and who's at the back stick? Casemiro, free as a bird, you know, that's my expression. He headed it past the Bournemouth keeper, where, to be honest, you should have done a lot better. He got both hands to it, but never managed to stop it going into the back of his net. And you could argue that the header was pretty powerful, but I feel like the keeper's got to do better there. But, you know, when Casemiro's free in the middle of the, well, not in the middle of the box, at the back stick, he's always going to get it on target, and he's definitely a danger man. So Bournemouth definitely didn't do their research. So 2-1 United. Obviously, Bruno with another assist. We're going into the break now. This is 45 minutes in and with injury time. So, you know, all done, whistles blown, we'll go in. So similar to my last pod, I'm thinking, all right, another lead, going into the break. The same thing against West Ham. I think we had the same thing, if I'm not mistaken, against Forest, potentially. I think it was the same thing against Forest. When we're going into the break, we've got the lead, right? And, no, sorry, it was West Ham. Yeah. So anyway, we're going into the lead, into the break. We'll come out in the second half. Let's galvanise. Let's, you know, push for 2, 3, 4 more goals. Let's punish them now. Because we've had all the possession. We've had majority of the control. And we've probably had the most dangerous, you know, opportunities to, you know, get more goals in the first half. Boy, 45 seconds into the second half, Evan Nilsson received the ball in you know, the edge of the box, almost. One touch, out of his feet, bang, bottom corner, 2-2. It's about 45 seconds into the second half. Was Amorim just talking and no one was listening? Or was he not talking at all? Because for me, if you go into the first half winning after a half like that where you've dominated, you've got to come out into the second half and really go for it, especially when you're at home. Either which way, it's 2-2 just after half time, and United look shell-shocked. We look fresh out of ideas. If I'm honest, up to now, Mbeumo, there's a lot of huffing, there's a lot of running, but he's not getting anything in this game at the minute. And if I am honest, I probably, around about the 50th minute, probably would have dragged him to bring on someone, I don't know, bring on like a Seshko or someone that we could have as a target man that could really be a danger in the middle of the box. But look, we had a lot of opportunities in the first half. I'm thinking we're going to get more opportunities in the second half, being it's only just the beginning of second half, and Bournemouth have scored. Let me tell you this. 5 minutes after they've scored their second goal, they get a third. Having a free kick, edge of the United box. Now, they won the free kick from a Casemiro foul on the edge of the box, which arguably I think he should have done, because Tavernier had 2 options either side of our defenders that were, you know, jockeying Tavernier when he was dribbling into our box. And Casemiro decided to take the yellow, take him down and go for a free kick. Well, more for him. Tavernier stepped up and strummed it past Lemems. That's 3-2 United. So we've gone from controlling the game, winning, to now, and then drawing, to now losing. All in a bat of an eye. It was unbelievable. Now, that for me just demonstrated that we didn't have any kind of real tactical, I don't know, conversation, or, you know, there was no really injection of aggression or any kind of assertiveness in the change room at half time, because 10 minutes after you step back out into the second half, after going in with a late winner for the first half, you're coming out and you don't even look ready. So after the 3-2, thankfully, United didn't sit back. We looked like we were going for it now. So everyone's awake. Once again, the chips need to be against us for us to actually realise that, you know what, we might get something out of this game if we actually raise a game. So we decided to bring some changes. Casemiro off for Mainu. Big raw for Mainu. Happy to see him getting more than, 10 or 15 minutes. He got a good half hour. Martinez on for Euro and Šeško on for Mount. Mount definitely looked a bit upset about that, but at the end of the day, one of the front three had to be sacrificed, and, Mount would have been my second choice after Mbeumo, but I guess you're going to get more from Mbeumo in terms of, game-changing opportunities. So anyway, Mainu comes on and he's definitely controlling what's going on. I'm going to be honest to you. His first touch, he's finding space, he's taking the ball forward, he's passing the ball through the lines, he's getting us up the pitch. That's what I've been wanting to see. This is what I've been wanting to see. Now, we're pressing, we're probing, we're creating chances, but we're not putting the ball in the back of the net. Now, I kid you not, this game probably had at least 30, 40 chances. At least. And that's in total for both sides. It's unreal. I'll see if I can find the stats while I'll just chat you through this. And I couldn't believe it that just over an hour, we've got 5 goals and United are behind. Imagine that. So, United are now taking another wave of attack on Bournemouth's defence, and it just so happens that United get a free kick. Now, this was this definitely was a dubious free kick. It was, the ball hit the player here. I think it was the skipper, Hill, hit him here, and he got called for a handball. Listen, I'm not going to argue it too much when my team's 3-2 down, yeah? But that was a horrible call by the ref, right? So they've called it for a handball right on the edge of the box. Bruno stepped up and he's absolutely strummed it top bins. 3-3 United. Now I'm thinking, right, we can kick on and win this. 2 minutes later, we get another opportunity. A wave of attack coming down the left. Ball comes in from Sheshko, who has a delightful run past Mbumo, snatches the ball off Mbumo, mind you. And I thought Mbumo was going to be pretty annoyed if he didn't do something clever with it. He did. He fizzed the ball in with his left foot. It deflected off a defender and fell right into Cunha's path. Cunha took one step inside the box and just put it near side of the keeper. 4-3 United. First United goal for Cunha at OT, and he's well and duly on his way. He's deserved the goal. He's one of the players, I was saying today, that I really wanted him to get a goal so he can, get off the mark and get his, United campaign underway, and he's done that today. So well done him. 4-3 United with 10 minutes to go, probably 15 with injury time. We're surely going to win it, right? Surely. Are you kidding? United, again, we're allowing the strikers to get in between our defenders, and just one direct pass through the lines, straight to the defender, Kroupi, who came on about 5 minutes before he's got this ball here. One touch, bang, past Lemens. 4-4. And this is at the 84th minute. Now, I kid you not, after this goal, and it's 4-4 now, both teams had probably one or two chances each to deliver the fatal blow of the fifth goal and to kill off the game. Lemens made a huge save at the death with basically a diving header, which he saved with his feet. And United, we huffed. And to be honest with you, we were playing around too much on the edge of the Bournemouth box and pretending like we were going to fizz it in, but we were just playing with the ball too much. I feel like we should have got it in a lot earlier, but we didn't, and the game ended 4-4. I mean, in my memory, I feel like there was 4 games that we could have got 3 points out of, and that would have had us further up the table in a way more convincing spot when we got the likes of Mbumo, the likes of Mazraoui, the likes of Amad Diallo. These guys are now going away on AFCON, so we're going to be lacking depth. And my frustration is we should have and could have been in a way better position if it wasn't for the poor defending. And I do really feel like the defending is down to the way that we're set up. And I feel like this 3-4-3 thing, he needs to just allow it, put 4 at the back, because that is what we are engineered to do. That is what the personnel we have in our squad are equipped to deliver. A 4 at the back scenario. He needs to look at that with a lot of emphasis and see if we can deliver that in the next coming games. Now, just to the point I was making earlier on about the shots on goal, United had 25 shots on goal and we had 9 shots on target with 2 big chances. Bournemouth had 15 shots on goal. They had 9 on target with 6 big chances. So that really does tell you that this game could have gone any which way, realistically. If it wasn't for the real good, real resolute goalkeeping from Lemens, and if it wasn't for the poor attacking prowess from United, not being able to put the ball in the back of the net, this game could have been any amount. So I guess I got to take the 4-4. I'm going to run through the lineup and just give my honest ratings for the boys. Lemens, you got beaten 4 times tonight, guy. You're going to get a 6 from me, although you did make a couple of big saves, but shipping 4 at home is never a good thing. Euro, you're going to get a 6 from me. You did get subbed off. I don't think you put your best foot forward today, so you're going to put this one behind you. Heavens had a decent game. I'm going to give him a 7. Shaw, I'm going to give Shaw a 7. Diallo, you get a 7 from me as well. Had another great game from Diallo, I've got to be honest. So that's about 2 or 3 games on the bounce now from him. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give you Bruno, he definitely deserves an 8. He was probably our best outfield performer today by far. Casemiro, I'm going to give Casemiro a 7. He got a goal and then he put a good shift in. Diallo, I'm going to give him a 7. And Bumo, he's going to get a 7 from me. Mount, I've got to give him a 6. He didn't really do much for me today. And I'm still looking for some consistent performances from him. But, you know, he's fit. So that's the most important thing. And Cunha, I'm going to give Cunha a 7. He got his goal at the OT, and I feel like he deserved it. Now, just on to the substitutions or the substitutes. Mainu, when he came on, I reckon he didn't really put a foot wrong for me, and he was a decisive factor in a couple of the goals that we scored after he came on. So he will get a 7 from me. Martinez didn't really have to do much other than ship, I think it was 1 or 2 goals when he came on. So I'm going to have to give him a 6, unfortunately. He didn't really do much to really influence us in the defensive side. Šeško, I'll give him a 6. He had a big hand in Cunha's goal and getting him well on his way in his campaign. So I'm going to have to give him a 6. Xerxes, I'm going to give Xerxes and Dorgu nothing, only because they came on in injury time with nothing to spare. So yeah, United 4, Bournemouth 4. I'm hoping I don't see a scoreline where United have scored the same amount as the opposition over 3 goals. Do you get what I'm saying? 8 goals at Old Trafford shared is not what I want to see at all, unless it's 7-1 to United. But anyway, that's it from your boy Monts. On to Aston Villa. That's going to be an interesting one. At least it's not Monday night. Peace.